Okay.
So let me ask you, what are the common mistakes a recruiter or interviewer makes during the interview process?
Okay.
And how can they maybe avoid them?
Okay.
Because I know if you're let's say an interviewer makes mistakes, he doesn't want to make it because he's interviewing someone new to the company. But how can they avoid the mistakes?
Okay.
Hi guys, welcome back to Recruitment Radio. I'm your host, Arman Aurora. I'm here with Astrid.
Yes, I'm Astrid.
Can you give a brief about yourself?
Okay, my name is Astrid. I'm a senior recruitment consultant in Aurora Executive Placement Consultant in Indonesia.
Wow, okay. So, today's topic we're going to talk about interview.
Okay.
From candidate side and from the interviewee side.
Okay, Kak.
Okay, so can you tell me the key steps a candidate should take before doing an interview?
Okay, the candidate step before do the interview, they must be research the company, practice answering for the common interview like tell me about yourself, why should we hire you, and where do you see yourself in 5 years. Learn to make a great first impression for that answer.
Now, how important is it for the candidate to research about the company's role before applying?
Before applying, okay. Researching company before job interview is a valuable investment for your time and your effort. When you research about the company you will allow you to demonstrate genuine interested about understand the company culture, identify challenges and opportunity, like that. That's the valuable investment for researching.
How important is company culture?
How important about company culture? When you know the company culture, you will see if you are fit with the company or not. So that's the important things.
Okay. So I want to ask you some common mistakes the candidate makes during an interview.
Okay.
And how can they avoid them?
Okay. The common mistake the candidate in interview, they're not fully prepared. Like they're coming late for the interview. You can prepare yourself before the interview, like you research the location of the company so you know the route you will take for coming on time, like that. And then you also for the first stage interview, you don't to question about bringing up about the salary, and then don't be confident but not arrogant. Also, you don't criticize your last job. Yes.
What are some tips and tricks on how to not be a bit arrogant during your first interview?
Okay. Tips and tricks not to be arrogant is you can tell about your skill, like you do storytelling about your achievement, about your previous experience during the challenge you have in your previous job. Yeah, you can tell your achievement by storytelling, so you don't look like someone who arrogant.
Okay. So you just said do not say bad things about your previous company.
But right.
You have to tell about the challenges about your previous company.
Yes.
How would you say that? Because it contradicts each other the way you're saying it. So how do you say it to the interviewee when you're talking?
Okay. About the challenges, every company have positive and negative side. The challenges will come with your responsibility. So you can explain your responsibility in your last job. So that's not. I don't think when you say the responsibility and the challenges you had with the responsibility, I think I think that's not arrogant.
Okay, understood. So it's not arrogant when you talk about the challenges you faced in your previous company.
Yes.
But you shouldn't tell all the bad things about your company.
Yes.
Even though
Correct.
like company culture or things you did in the company.
Yes, correct.
Okay. So now when the candidate goes for the interview,
Yes.
what do you think, how should they dress like for the interview?
Okay. The right interview outfit will be casual or professional dress code. So you have to do research about the company culture. Even if their dress code is casual, try to look more professional. You can wear office attire with a blazer, or when you are a woman, you can do simple makeup to make you look fresh.
Okay, so for women you have to do very simple makeup, dress in a good office attire. For men, just use a nice blazer.
Yes.
When going to make a good impression for an interview.
Yes, correct.
Okay, what type of questions should a candidate prepare for during their interview with the company?
Pardon?
What type of questions should the candidate be ready for when doing the interview?
Okay. The common question for the interview is the interviewer will ask you about your previous responsibility and about yourself from your academic background, work experience, and then also they will asking you about your strength, about your weakness, short like that question.
Can you give me an example of what type of questions they will give about your strength, weaknesses?
Okay, for the weaknesses or the strength, the interviewer will question about your strength. You can maybe you have to give them 3 or 5 strength about you, or 3.
Can I give you an example? Maybe for like a sales position.
Okay.
For a person maybe selling automobiles, like cars, you can say.
Okay.
So what type of strength, weakness questions will you ask them?
Okay, for sales position, for the strength, you can tell that you have a good presentation skill, you have a excellent communication skills, and then you have a confidence. For the strength, you can.
For the weaknesses?
For the weaknesses, maybe you can say some kind of weakness, like how you manage time management. Even though it's a weakness, you can give them a solution you had for that time management.
Okay, so when giving all the answers to the questions to the interview, how important is the body language? How do you give the body language to the interviewee?
Okay, your body language provide the interviewer evidence of your intent and commitment. For example, if you do an eye contact with the interviewer and you use a hand gesture, you will appear more confident and enthusiastic.
Okay, that's very interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have to use more hand gestures, so you can talk like this.
Yeah, you
maybe
can
like
talk
in
with
Italian.
this. Okay.
So, okay, this is for the body language. But let's say they get a difficult question.
Yeah.
So how to answer a difficult question if you're unprepared for it?
Okay, the difficult question. When you when you when interviewer give you a difficult question, you must stay calm, and then you must be trying to honest about your answer. So the honesty and transparency are value, and you can discuss the talk process about the question with the interviewer.
Okay, so after the interview is done and he's answered all the questions nicely and everything is done, what should he do? Like maybe follow up things after the interview. What should he say to the interviewer?
Okay, when you already done the interview, you can send the interviewer short thank you email or short thank you message after 24 hours, and then you can follow up your initial thank you with another email to following up the feedback for the interview.
Okay. If they don't reply, because I know a lot of people when they just do an interview, get very anxiety comes. They really want to do something about it, right? Because they want to hear back. Okay, did I do good in the interview? Do I do bad? So how do they manage the anxiety? Because of course, if I go for an interview, I'm applying for, let's say, a sales job. I will be super anxiety. So I will be saying, did I get the job? Did I not get the job? What's happening?
Okay. You can call the interviewer. You must have the number of your interviewer, because he will reach out you first. So you can try to contact the interviewer and then talk about the process. I believe when you interview with the good company, they will give you a good feedback. Is it your go to the next step, or you are not going to the next step? They will give you a feedback.
What happens in, let's say, a situation comes up?
Okay.
The interviewer does not give you, he doesn't give you a feedback until, let's say, 2 months from now. They take very long time to give you an answer.
Okay.
How do you deal with the anxiety? Because you've contacted them, you've done everything, but they just take their time.
Okay. When you don't have any feedback from the interviewer for a long time, like you say, 2 months, you must consider maybe you are not pass to the next step. So they don't contact you again. But I believe every company will save your CV, your resume in their database, and they will contact you again when they have a new open position that will fit with your profile.
Okay, but I've heard also back in the past, a lot of companies, let's say if they don't give you a call within a month, but they give you a call within 2 months, they say, okay, we want to hire you, you're a good candidate, this, that. How do you feel inside? Like, how do you manage it?
Okay. When you have that situation, if you are still open with the opportunity, you can give them positive feedback. You can tell them that you available to go to the next step for the next interview, or for the test you have had to do, like that.
Okay. Right. So let's take a small break here and let's thank today's sponsor, our Aurora Consultancy Group. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you, Aurora Consultancy Group.
You.
They're the best market entry solution company in Indonesia. So if you guys want to open up a business here, learn about the market in Indonesia, please contact Aurora Consultancy Group. They also help with recruitment. They have a lot of groups in their company that handles recruitment also. So they don't only handle in Indonesia, but all of Southeast Asia. So thank you, Aurora Consultancy Group, and cheers.
Cheers.
Okay, so now we have talked about it from the candidate side.
Okay.
Now let's talk about from the interviewer like the recruiter side.
Okay.
The person who's trying to take the interview.
Okay.
Okay, so what are the key preparations do you think they should make before an interview?
Okay, for the interviewer side, before you do an interview for a candidate, you must prepare your interview question, and then you must know your candidate. You can learn their CV, be ready to answer a question from the candidate side, and then plan your time and agenda, sharpen your selling skills. You have to do branding for your company, and then promoting about your company to the candidate.
So in a lot of companies, we see that they have a lot of different positions, but they all are similar job description.
Okay.
So how important is it to understand the job description and requirements?
Okay. The most important is when you understand about job description and then job requirement, it can help you to identify particular skills or ability that are necessary for the position you are looking for. So you have to understood about the job description and the job requirement.
Okay, so you have to understand about the job description, this thing. Okay, so let me ask you, what are the common mistakes a recruiter or interviewer makes during the interview process?
Okay.
And how can they maybe avoid them?
Okay.
Because I know if you're like let's say an interviewer makes mistakes, he doesn't want to make it because he's interviewing someone new to the company. But how can they avoid the mistakes?
Okay, the common mistake that the recruiter do during the interview is you leave your candidate waiting. When you make your candidate waiting for too long, this creates a candidate feel demotivated, and maybe they might feel that your organization doesn't regard the interview as necessary. And then when you dominating the discussion, conducting an interview is not always asking question. It also need to be two-way interaction about the where the candidate can also give their opinions. So the candidates will not be encouraged to do most of the talking during the interview, but don't be too quiet too. Also, you don't the mistake you failing to listen. Candidates spend a lot of time preparing their answer, and they deserve to be heard with the interviewer. So you have to listen with when your candidate answer. Also, you cannot rushing the interview process. During an interview, candidate expect to be processed more than 15 minutes. They come prepared to sit and discuss with all answer about their skill. So rushing the interview will lead to the recruitment to recruit the wrong person. Okay,
so during the interview, how can you assess the candidate's company culture? Like, let's say your company culture is this, like A, and how do you assess if that person matches the company's culture?
Okay, to find the match about the company culture, interviewer can asking behavioral question. Is most effective way to assess the cultural fit. The right behavioral question help recruiters to get know the candidates is either they are aligned with the company culture or not.
Okay, so that's a very good tip on how to assess if a candidate goes aligned with the company culture. So what maybe types of questions do you think a recruiter should ask to get views around the candidate? Like good views around the candidate, like how do we get the knowledge out of the candidate?
Okay, maybe you can ask them a question like, what your type of working hour, what your what can I say?
Maybe you can also add something about how do they also see the skills and experience of a candidate?
Yeah.
So how can they assess that as well? Like get the candidate, are they doing good in the current company? What are they doing? What are their skills? What are their experience in the industry? Maybe you can talk about that?
Yes, you can talk about that. For the question of behavioral question.
Okay. Now I want to ask you, how does a recruiter handle difficult situations? Like let's say an unexpected response a candidate says during an interview. How can they handle those difficult questions? Like the situations, you can say.
Okay. You can handle that question with a good intention with the candidate. So you must stay calm, and then you must learn about the question that candidate bring up. You must take a look about the meaning background for the question. You listen, pay attention to their tone, to their body language and emotion. Try to not interrupt the candidate. Don't argue, don't judge, but rather acknowledge their point. Ask clarifying question and paraphrase their answers.
Okay. As your recruiter of or executive placement consultant, I want to ask you, usually in your opinion, how long does it take you to assess a candidate? Are you really quickly, you'll say yes to the person, you know if he's a good in his experience, is he good skilled, or does it take time usually?
Okay, when we do interview, if we find out that the candidate not fit with the position, we can tell to the candidate straight away. So and then we can give them our feedback why he not fit with this position. But when you know that the candidate is a good one, and then you want to take the candidate to the next step, maybe it will take like a week or 2 weeks to do coordination with the user. So after we coordinate with the user about this profile, this candidate, we can follow up to the candidate or feedback about the interview before.
Yeah, but how long does it take for you to assess that? Okay, this person is a good candidate. His skills are very well. You evaluate him properly. How long, as a recruiter, does it take you to assess someone based on their CV?
I think.
Does it take only 5-10 minutes or?
5
How long?
15
15 minutes
15
to
minutes
assess someone.
to assess someone is a good candidate.
Okay. So after the interview is done, as a recruiter or as the interviewer, what process you should do to the candidates?
Okay.
Like what should you do? Should you message them directly, or how do you evaluate them and just let them know about the?
I will message the candidate to say thank you about he attend the interview, and then tell the candidate that we will follow up the feedback within a week or 2 weeks for the result.
Okay.
Okay.
I think that's all from my side for today.
Okay.
Thank you very much, guys. Thanks for listening to Recruitment Radio. I'm here to sign out with Astrid. Give a round of applause, everyone.
Okay.
So thanks for letting us know today on how a candidate should be preparing for an interview and how a recruiter or an interviewer should prepare. Okay, thank you very much. Hopefully we see you in the next upcoming episodes. Okay, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay, sign out from Recruitment Radio. Okay, bye.
Bye.